know that birds fly and they just walk to the sky. But have you wondered about what are some physics behind it? Like, we often see them flying, roaming, and even floating in the sky. But have you ever wondered how to know the things they always done as they do? So now, let's talk about the bird's physics behind it. First is the distance. Distance refers to the distance traveled, or a scalar quantity that refers to how much ground an object has covered during its motion. On this, the bird's distance refers to how far the bird goes from one thing to another. Displacement. Displacement is the initial to the final position of an object undergoing motion. To find the displacement of the bird, it can be calculated by measuring the final distance away from a point and then subtracting the initial distance. Displacement is key when determining velocity, which is also a vector. Acceleration. It is defined as the rate at which an object changes its velocity. So yeah, an object such as this bird is accelerating if it is changing its velocity. Acceleration is the meter per second squared and involves dividing velocity by time. Given the initial and final velocities, you can already find the acceleration. The mass. It is the amount of matter or substance that makes up the bird or an object. It is measured in units called kilograms. To get the mass, you have to divide the object's weight by the acceleration of gravity. Mass always stays the same, while weight changes with changes in gravity. Weight. Weight is a measure of how heavy a person or an object itself. In physics, the weight of an object is defined as the force of gravity on the object and may be calculated as the mass times the acceleration of gravity. The mass of a bird is a constant. A 15-gram bird is 15 grams, whether measured on Earth, the Moon, or Mars. Speed is the distance traveled per unit of time. It refers to how fast an object is moving. On this representation, speed is a measure of how quickly the bird moves or fly from one place to another. To find speed, it is measured as distance moved over time. In physics, motion is the phenomenon in which an object changes its position over time. It is mathematically described in terms of displacement, distance, velocity, acceleration, speed, and time. So when the bird flaps its wings downwards to lift off, the force of the air being pushed down generates an equal and opposite force that pushes the bird skyward. The motion of the body of the bird is observed by attaching a frame of reference to an observer and measuring the change in position of the body relative to that frame. Thus, everything in the universe can be considered to be in motion. And lastly, energy. The energy is the capacity for doing work. In here, a bird flying in the sky has both kinetic energy as well as potential energy. It contains potential energy due to its position above the ground level and contains kinetic energy due to its motion. Hence, a flying bird possesses both kinetic and potential energy. Want to know more about physics? Attend college physics so that you can know more about these stuffs.
Open the door!